Okay, no? So our topic is about gift giving, no? Actually, yung Christmas star is very symbolic dito sa connection between astrology, and itong ang idea ng gift giving, although that's on the religious side, no? Pero sa atin nga, no, we try to look at events, issues, no? And in this case, we will discuss how astrology can be used in a very simple manner, no? Yung last time we discussed about Bitcoin elections, katipunan, no? Pero ngayon magda-divert muna tayo sa very basic concept of gift giving, no? Can astrology help people, no, in this simple activity? Yeah, that's a question. How have you encountered, let's say some questions about this? No, actually, nung nagsisimula tayong mag-practice, I started doing astrology as a writer. No, so parang ito yung laging nire-request, no, ng mga publisher na, oh, can you write an article, no, about what to give, no, sa mga zodiac signs? Have you encountered that, Neil and Dita?
Well, kahit hindi kasi Christmas, yeah, pag nag-change na, magka-Chinese New Year na, those are the times na maghahanap na yung mga clients ng what do you advise na bilhin namin na pendants or tokens or anything na would help us shoo away yung mga bad lucks at gain more wealth. Ganun lagi yung mga tanong. So yes, it's a common question. I guess for everyone who's looking for something for this new start sa kanilang year. I'm not practicing new age feng shui, but some new age feng shui would easily recommend yung mga crystals, pati amulets. Yung amulets, pati yung mga tokens nating mga makikita na madaling makita yung symbolism when it comes to pag-alis ng mga pag-ward off ng mga evil or negative energies.
Okay, so that's ito yung experience ni Neil, no? Because he's a feng shui practitioner, no? So may mga common question kung ano bang pwedeng ibigay or gamitin sa New Year, no? Which is somewhat similar dun sa topic natin, no? Pero sa feng shui kasi talagang meron no? Pero sabi nga ni Neil, no, hindi lahat ng feng shui practitioners ganun yung practice,
Correct.
So by the way, si Neil is a classmate of mine. Tama ba?
Yes.
Same school.
Same sa classical feng shui. So for sa audiences natin, there's different kinds of feng shui. There's this new age, and there's also this classical traditional feng shui. Both of us, Resty and I, practice classical. So medyo takot kami magbigay sa new age. Ganun.
So pero yun nga, that's specific sa feng shui practitioners. Ang isang gusto natin mabigyan ngayon ng sagot is actually very simple, pero kasi minsan gagastos ka rin talaga no. Syempre kung for your loved ones, hindi pwedeng 100 pesos lang, hindi pwedeng 500 pesos lang. So medyo kailangan mo rin talagang pag-isipan Kaya we need some guidelines on how to, let's say, assess, o kaya analyze. Siyempre kasi pagka-gift, normally surprise yan
Correct.
Oo, no? So parang, you cannot directly ask your loved ones. So kaya astrology, being a lens on how to look at a person's likes and dislikes, can be a good tool, giving us an idea on how to go about it. Tama ba, Jamel, Ganito ba yung iyong na-encounter or na-experience?
Yes, pero nung bata ako karamihan yung mga regalo na ibibigay sa akin hindi ko type talaga o hindi ko talaga gusto. Kumbaga, meron akong gustong regalo, yung material things na regalo katulad ng mga books. Kaso ang hirap mahanap yung mga books na yon, lalo-lalo na po yung astrology books. Yun kasi talagang gustong-gusto ko nung bata ako. Hindi rin po sila pamilyar. So, yun.
Actually, merong shinare itong si Althea, one of our Astro friends. Basic guidelines, here are her basic guidelines. Okay, so when thinking about something to give to someone special, think of something that they need. Think of something that they may want or covet very much. think of something that may fulfill both, either what they need or what they want, and something that can change them, for the better. So all of these are parang astrologically, pwede nating mabigyan ng insights, using astrology. Kaya ba yan sa Vedic at sa Basi, Neil?
Yeah. For example, sa Basi, well, if you really know the person and tanong mo sa kanya yung birthday niya, details natin, birthday, age, time. You can foresee kung anong klaseng type of person to. Like, for example, you can trace kung extrovert siya, introvert siya. If that be the case, kung introvert siya, he or she would prefer to have books, something like that. So, if he or she is more on medyo, makikita mo sa chart niya na analytical siya, you would perhaps look at something like how to program, how to do data analysis, how to read things, kasi madali siya maka-accept nun. Now, if he's medyo may pagka-extrovert, output-oriented, ito yung mga taong may gusto ng mga manuals, how to do guides. So, mga ganong klase. So, in a way, you can have an idea. Yeah, and assess based on his classic chart.
Okay. Maganda yung sinabi mo. Tapos actually may equivalent ito sa Western astrology. Pero siguro na in terms of how-tos, how do you go about it, pag dating sa chart. So I would like to think na you can do that through the elements.
Elements, pati sa profile niya. Mostly sa profile niya.
Well, for example nga, kung sa newbies, bago lang sa astrology, paano kaya nila ma-assess yan dito sa based on the chart? Anong titingnan?
Ang titingnan niya sa basic profile niya. It's not exactly do sa elements, because the elements, makikita mo lang doon is parang superficial. Like, for example, your element is a wood. Depende pa yon kung siya ay weak, strong wood. Like, if you have this kind of weak wood or yung mga tulad ng vines or flowers, ito yung mga type na mahilig mag-network. So, you could give him or her something na could help her or him sa pag-network. So, that will be something.
Well, yun nga, kung marunong ka na mag-assess ng chart. Pero siguro for a beginner, I think okay na yung element base doon sa kasi tapos syempre may idea ka naman kung anong gusto ng taon, pero ang gusto natin is magbigay ng certain lens para magkaroon ng let's say mas klaro ikaw sa pag-decide kung ano nga ibibigay mo I think the use of the elements can be very helpful din assess mo na lang kung anong level kasi kung bago ka lang you cannot you don't know how to find out kung weak or strong yung kanyang element so I think usable na yung knowledge lang ng element so the elements can be based
water yung elements natin is water.
That's the day, Teka.
Day master nila.
Day master, So siguro, can you give us an idea on what a day master is?
Well, yung day master, so sa basic chart, there are 4 pillars. So yung first pillar niya is yung year, then the month pillar, yung day pillar, yun yung mostly, yun yung pinaka-personal characteristic ng tao. So the day pillar, sabi mo nga may elements tayo dyan. There are 5 elements using the woosing process. Meron siyang earth, merong wood, may fire, may metal, pati may water.
So yun yung simplified version.
That's the most simplified version na siguro.
So ang unang-unang dapat gawin is to have your chart computed using itong base nga or 8-character system So itong day element ito yung parang element nga nung iyong on the day that you were born kasi merong iba yung element ng year, iba yung element ng month tapos yung day tsaka yung hour pero yung pinaka basic is when you know your day, it's called the day master. Ayun meron kakaroon tayo ng idea kung ano yung gusto Okay, so ano yung gusto generally saan tayo magsimula?
Sige,
sa fire na lang.
Sa fire. Fire people, ito yung type ng mga taong aggressive, charming, at the same time, they call attention. So, gift, siguro kung babae, like, I don't know kung makeup or cosmetics, something about cosmetics. So, ganun siya kung klaseng yun. If metal,
beauty, beauty related.
more on beauty. So, if, if metal is, I would suggest something na, kasi metal is kind of raw when it's being processed. They provoke something more of justice. These are the types ng metal. Very crude siya. So these are more on sports, mga sports or activities na involving sports. So maybe give them something na kung halimbawa they like to parang to make mga pang bodybuilding, pwede din yan, or kaya yung mga pang-athletic na mga equipments, that would be a good idea para sa kanila. And for water are people talaga na fluid, madali itong makasama. Plus, they are more into looking for, ito yung sa lahat, yung mahilig magpayaman eh. Actually, di ba si Warren Buffett, pati who's that guy, I don't know if it's Bill Gates, pareho sila sa water elements.
Yes, water si Bill Gates.
Water elements sila. So, these guys are more on analytical din, at the same time malawak yung pag-iisip. So I guess within that frame of technology and finance, they would appreciate yung mga ganong klaseng gifts.
Okay.
And for wood, ang wood is more on mga growers to mga to. So of all the elements, ito lang yung may capacity mag-grow of all the elements. So these are guys na gusto progressive. So I would suggest yung mga books that are interesting to them. Yun, gusto nila yung meron silang pagkakataon to have progress on their status. Earth is very artistic when it comes to his talents. So like very fertile ang utak ng Earth, and gusto na nagpo-produce ng something artistic. So I would suggest mga pang-painting, anything that is good for arts. That's their favorite interest.
Okay, so kompleto na tayo, 5 elements. Okay, thank you Neil. So iulitin lang natin you can use this system, very simple lang, go to any chart website, and find out yung element ng day, so it's called the day mass. Okay, so and then you can have an idea na on what to give, so as Neil mentioned, depende rin sa personality ng element, tapos may corresponding likes and dislikes, and actually sa Western and Jyotish astrology, the concept is the same. Actually nag-uusap nga kami ni Althea nung isang araw somehow there are different kinds of astrologies, meron ang Eastern, Western, Vedic, medieval, psychological, so actually parang it tells us na talagang astrology is a universal language. Iba lang yung point of view, iba lang yung tinitingnang aspect, ibang, let's say sa Chinese astrology and feng shui, more on sa North Pole, yung parang point of reference. So Western yung pagka-tropical, yung Aries point along the ecliptic, tapos sa Vedic, yung tawag dito yung constellational stars, parang iba lang yung point of reference, but we are looking at the same sky, and at the same time, ang needs naman ng tao pare-pareho, May comment din ako natatanggap minsan sabi, bakit pareho lang yung sinabi ng let's say ng Chinese astrologer tsaka ng Vedic astrologer sa sinabi mo? Well, isang tao lang naman kasi yung pinag-uusapan natin, sa ibang way of looking at a person's life lang. Pero basically, the nature is the same. Hindi dapat magkaiba actually yung sabi ng Eastern and Western astrologer. So anyway, the same thing, needs, wants, personality, and something that can help them can also be discovered in the natal chart, whichever system. So do you agree with that, Dita? So Vedic, can these questions can also be answered?
Pwede siyang based on the personality of the receiver. So kung ikaw yung giver, magandang tingnan mo kung ano yung personality niya. Pero ibabase natin yan sa fifth house. The house of jackpot.
Okay.
At saka,
That's the Vedic
what's this?
system, ano?
Enjoyment. Yeah, ito yung para kay Althea, ito yung sinasabing, giving others what they want.
Okay.
Not necessarily what they need, no, but what they want. Something that will charm them. But also, it's fifth house, it might make them better. Kasi ang fifth house connected siya sa ninth house, no? The ninth house is 5 houses away from the fifth house, meaning yun ang dharma, yun ang destiny ng tao, yung ninth house. So if you want to change somebody for the better, tingnan mo yung fifth house niya, tingnan mo kung saan siya nag-i-enjoy, at saka tingnan mo yung ninth house niya, no? Kung ano yung dharma niya, kung ano yung destiny niya. So for example, what's this? The ninth house is, say, Capricorn. He might be interested in business. So if you give her a business book or the gift of feng shui, when to start a business, it might change their lives forever. So that's a good thing. But kung just for the sake of gift giving, something fun, then just look at the fifth house, and yeah, you can gauge it from there.
Okay, so the fifth house. Okay. Ang simplest pa rin, I think, is the elements, no? Can you say it's a Vedic na, let's say, pagka yung fifth house mo is Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo, can we generalize na yung earth quality, yun ang gusto nila? Or yun ang nature nila, and more or less, no, yung likes and dislikes nila can be symbolized, no, by earth? No? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yes, quite applicable. I'm trying to imagine my friends right now and their fifth houses. Oh yeah.
Okay. O sige, pwede nating isa-isahin. By elements na lang, so 4 lang sa Western and Vedic astrology. No? So if the fifth house, pero ito, specific, you're talking about Vedic practice, ano? Kasi sa Western, we will be looking at the moon actually, and some uses Venus, no? Okay. Pero ayun, so it's a good point, no? Although sa Western astrology pareho din naman yung fifth, it's about enjoyment, no? Pero maganda tong sinabi ni Dita, no, na the fifth house and the ninth house, no, can be can also be, no, very helpful, no, in assessing that, no. Okay.
Komplikado pag Chandra yung titingnan natin sa sa Vedic, kasi
we don't know
anything that will be another chart.
Chandra, no. Pero anyway, ito nga maganda sa discussion na possible pala to sa Chinese astrology, possible din pala to sa Vedic astrology at sa Western astrology. No? Would you like to discuss one by one the 4 elements? And then kung anong klaseng gift nga ang pwede sa kanila per element. Huwag na natin isa-isahin per sign. Per element na lang tayo.
Per element. Okay. So, halos halos pareho din sa what's this, Western astrology, no? So say, let's start with water element. The water element. So we have Pisces and
Scorpio,
Cancer, and
Scorpio.
Yeah. Pag water element ang nasa fifth house, no? Enjoy sila sa anything that addresses their emotion. Titingnan mo kung ano ngayon yung nila, tawag dito, what gives them joy, what makes them nostalgic. So these can be, so for example, it's usually old things. I'm thinking of my brother-in-law, for example, no. Vintage typewriter, for example.
Okay.
Yeah,
Water
kahit water
sign.
element yan, Kasi,
fifth house.
Yeah, fifth house.
Okay.
Yeah.
Especially siguro kung cancer, kung cancer, especially.
Oo. So, i-generalize natin, yun, for the water element, no. Anything, say, vintage, and anything that will remind them of the past. Kahit nga yung hindi nila, hindi sila nanggaling doon sa past na yun. Halimbawa, vintage, no? They were not born in the 1800s. But if you give them something...
Yes, definitely.
Like that, feeling nila nasa 1800s na din sila or 1940s, you know. So, water, fire element. Ito naman yung Sagittarius, Leo, at saka Aries. Just like in what's this, the Western, just like in Western astrology, no, ano din yung personality din, ganun din, fiery. They also like taking initiatives, tawag dito. So what you can give them would be DIY projects, for example, do-it-yourself projects, anything that they can start. Fire, let's see. Sa mga ititingnan mo din baka enjoy sila magluto, ganon. So
Okay.
something to do with fire itself, no, literal na fire. So something to do with cooking, something to do with red things, you know. Those are the things that come up for me.
Okay.
So parang parang Western din.
The next element is
Air.
Okay.
Air is very mental. No, they like living in their theories and ideas. So they like books a lot. They enjoy. I wouldn't say like, so they would enjoy books. They would enjoy, let's see, puzzles. They might enjoy technology. So kung regaluhan mo sila ng anything, another cell phone to add to their collection, you know.
Air
Like
signs. Are the
Air signs.
air
Yeah.
signs.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
And then the earth signs?
And then earth sign,
Food.
earth, you know, they like gardening. They like
Uso
halos
ngayon,
pareho din,
uso ngayon yung mga plantitos and plantitas, ano?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they enjoy that. Yeah, reminds me of my sister. Ganon, oo. So madali siya, madaling tandaan. And
Okay.
I'm glad you suggested we go by elements, no. So that's broad stroke.
Okay. Okay. Sige, thank you.